Hey, welcome back to Snapball Games. My name is Max, and I'm back with another Vintage Cube Feeder League. Um, we have a Vintage Cube draft here in front of us. Again, if you 4-0 these, they give you a token into a 64-player event. I think the pick for me is between Arid Mesa. Fetch lands are really good. I think it's better than Tundra. Psychic Frog is really good too. Maybe it's Psychic Frog, even though it's two colors. It's just so hard to take a two-color card. I also really like Mana Leak. At first, when I first saw the pack, I was just leaning towards Mana Leak, but I think maybe Arid Mesa is the pick. It just leaves me the most open. Fetch lands are so good. I'm gonna take it over Psychic Frog here, but I think the picks are actually Arid Mesa, then Frog, then Mana Leak. Again, these feeder drafts lead into the 64-player event. If you win a 64-player event, you get one more draft. If you 3-0 that, then you get into play in a vintage cube draft in paper in Las Vegas, where you get to keep all the cards, and it's a vintage cube, so it has Black Lotus and all the moxes and stuff. So pretty cool. These events are really fun. Okay, this pack is just like incredibly bad. There's basically nothing that I want. I could take Jit or Copter as just like colorless cards to stay open. I could take a Blade Splicer. I could take Brazen Borrower. I could take Questing Beast. I could also take a Talisman. Don't love Talisman. I don't love taking Jit this early either. Could just take Copter. Don't really want to commit to any colors, so I'm thinking about taking one of these colorless cards because nothing else is pulling me any direction. I mean, I could also take Kamano if I wanted to be like mono red. It's pretty early to commit for that. I have an Arid Mesa. Maybe I should, because I do like red white aggro too. Maybe should have taken something else there. Okay, there's a Rabble Master and a Scarlet and a Flame Slash, but I think I'm going to take Bloodstained Mire. And then I have two red fetches. I have Kumano. And then I should wheel one of these red cards, and we'll keep in mind what comes back to see how open red aggro is. But yeah, we could be red white aggro. We could ignore this Kamano. We could just have these two fetches. We have a lot of options that we could play from here, but I do like assertive decks in these drafts as well if you can get them. I like blue mid range decks, counters and pressure too. So those are the decks I like to draft. And now might be ignoring this Kamano. We can take Savai Triumph. It goes pretty well with these lands we have. Narset is probably the best card. I think I'm supposed to just Savai Triumph. Again, we could be ignoring this Kamano. We could be playing it. I could also just take a Kolgan's Command because I have Bloodstained Mire, Arid Mesa. Maybe Kolgan's Command. This card is pretty good. Narset's the best card in the pack here. It's between Narset, Kolgan's Command, and Savai Triumph for me. I don't think I want to take Unholy Heat. Definitely don't want top. Instead of taking a tapped land, I know Triumph is so good with these fetches. I'm going to switch back. I'm going to take Triumph. Now I'm going to take Sacred Foundry over Gauntlet Shrine. I'm just going to keep taking lands here, leaving myself really open. I could be kind of like a Mardu mid-range deck. I can be red-white mid-range, splashing black. I can be basically anything. Since I'm taking like fetches and shocks in this tri-land, I again can go into any combination of these colors or even more colors or other colors pretty easily. So that's why taking like fetches in these lands early is so powerful, because now I can just take the best cards out of the pack and I can cast them. So I'm not forced into like a specific archetype. Here, there's a Temple Garden if I want a green source. There's Preacher as a black card, but there's also Hymn to Turok. I think I'm going to take him. Really powerful card. It is black, but like my mana should be pretty good. don't think I need to take Preacher. I like Baleful Strix a lot, but I have no blue lands yet. I don't think I need to take Temple Garden quite yet. I'll take him. See where that leads us. I've actually really been impressed with Arena of Glory as well. But both of our fetches get Rogran Triome. So by taking Rogran Triome, now I have 3 Rogran Triomes, 3 Sabai Triomes, and 3 Sacred Foundries. So my mana is like so good if I take Rogran Triome. Even if I'm not blue, this is another red-white land. I think I'm just supposed to take it here. Okay. We can just completely change. There's a Jace here, which I think I might just take. There's Colonnade, there's Thundering Falls, Xander's Lounge. I think I need to take a spell here. Jace, I think I'm going to take it. Again, looks like we're probably abandoning this mono-red plan. Maybe I'm not playing this Jace even. Maybe I should have taken another land, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Deep Cavern Bat is even better than Bloodtithe Harvester here. Deep Cavern Bat is really good. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take Bat. Doesn't look like we're a Cabal Ritual deck at all. There's the Blade Splicer coming back. There's also a Bonehorde Dracosaur, which I could take. I like this card a fair amount. Maybe I'm supposed to be Blade Splicering, but I'll 5-drop here. In this start, we're kind of all over the place here. I like Spellbinder well enough, but I'll take a Batterskull just in case I see a Stoneforge. And there's the Kolaghan's Command coming back. Okay, we're definitely taking that. So red and black seem fairly open. We could be on nothing here. Give somebody a Yogg-Will. Okay, we have lands. We probably should have taken one of the lands over the Jace. But we'll see. We passed the Narset earlier. There's a Hull Breacher here. There's also a Leovold. I think Hull Breacher is for the most part better than Leovold. There's also a Hallowed Fountain. I think I just want a Hull Breacher here. I'm gonna need more lands, so yeah, I'm kicking myself for taking the Jace, but we'll see, maybe it works out. This Kamano is looking so bad in this deck. These cards aren't making it at the moment. Hull Breacher. Now there's a Tropical Island. Neither of our fetches, get that yet. Probably just going to take Jace, Expressive Iteration, one of these cards, because I can be a Grixis deck. I don't have to play this Omnath either. This pack is pretty good. If I take Jace, I could also have, that leads me to being maybe a little bit more of like a Reanimator type of deck. Jace is pretty strong. I think it's between Jace and True Name here. I don't know. I have him. I have Kolaghan's Command. I'll try the Jace. That's tough. I do like Dark Confidant a fair amount. There's a Raucous Theater, which would be good. But I think I'm going to Snapcaster Mage here. Can get some more stuff to go with it. Wow, okay, there's a lot of good cards. Archon of Cruelty, Wheel of Fortune, Fire Covenant. don't think it's wheel. I don't hate taking the Archon, because what if we get like any like reanimator type stuff? We haven't seen any yet. But we're pretty well set up to like go into like a Grixis reanimator type deck. Archon's really good. So is Fire Covenant. You just wrath their board, pay a bunch of life. I have Snapcaster Mage Jace with Fire Covenant though. I'll take this Archon. I want to have like a really solid plan of what I'm doing. Blood Crypt is really tempting. Cut Down really tempting. I'm gonna hope to wheel one of those and take this Atali, I think. Now I have my fatties accounted for. All right. I'll take a Fatal Push now. Again, black and red looking really open. Let's just put these in the sideboard for now. Guess I'll keep this Omnath hanging out for now. Yeah, easy Fatal Push here. It's a Shinobi. Which also has Scrubland. That does make it easier for me to play the Omnath, potentially. But I'm just such a Grixis base right now. I have a couple creatures. Let's Shinobi. Crab is good too. I mean, again, I don't have anything to reanimate yet, but Crab is a solid one. I think I want a Toxic Deluge. Let's take it. Weevold, not taking one of these white cards. I could just take and play a Shieldred Edict, no problem. Don't have any green sources yet for this Leovold, but I think it's enough better than Shieldred's Edict that I could maybe get a green source and then play it, that I'm going to take it. All right, I'll take a Talisman. Might not play it, but if this Omnath gets in there, this could help me cast it. Again, we're a little bit all over the place with this list, but we have some powerful stuff going on. No power yet, but we'll see what happens. All right, I'll take a Raucous Theater now. All right, and here's the Zeatoras that came back. This is great because that just like basically lets me play Leovold with our fetches. And I'll take a Concealed Court. I could take a Hex Mage because we haven't seen the Dark Depths yet. I don't need to play this Omnath. And I already have a Savai Triome and a Sacred Foundry. Yeah, I like that. Okay, this looks like a pretty good Leyline Binding deck, surprisingly. Could even play Escape, potentially. Okay, there's a No More Lies, there's a Memory Lapse, no power. There's a Rafine's Tower. There's a Gut. We don't really have the best stuff to sack to Gut. Not really liking that. I think I just want Memory Lapse. Okay, the 2-mana counters are really good. Creeping Tar Pit, Mystic Confluence, Svara's Headquarters. I think Mystic Confluence is a good enough card that I really want it. I like Barrel Glyph a fair amount too. I think it's... Don't think it's Dismember. I think it's between Confluence, Svara's Headquarters, Barrel Glyph. I'm gonna take the Confluence. Force of Will, Fabled Passage. Urza's Saga, but nothing to get. Urza's Saga is the best card here. I think I'll just take Force of Will. I have just enough blue cards that I think I can make use out of this force. I really want Fabled Passage too, but Let's take Force. Yeah, we're not getting any Reanimator stuff going. Pentad Prism, Talisman, Grief, Lightning Bolt. I think it's just Lightning Bolt. I basically have no combos with Grief. I could just take it and play it. I have a lot of black cards. Maybe I should. I can just evoke it. Okay, it's a late library. I have like no blue fixing, huh? I really need this Undercity Sewers as well, but I'm gonna just really greedily take library. Just play a bunch of islands. Maybe I can win some games just by library. Alright, I have to take Watery Grave over Troll here. I don't think this is that close of a pick at all, actually. Just has to be Watery Grave. Bloodstained Mire gets it, but I need blue fixing, like, really badly. Yeah, and I'm playing this Omnath at this point. Honestly, I really like Tireless Tracker. I could play that too. Right now, we have 3 green sources, and we're gonna have like 3 or 4 green cards. Play a forest or two. Let's take the tracker. We're just like a pile here. Bad mana. This deck looks like crap, basically. Um, Legion Extruder. I guess I could just play Lurrus in my deck. I have Jace, Snapcaster Mage, Bat, Hex Mage, Talisman to recast. It's not that much, but it's a pretty big threat. All right, let's take a blue-black land. I'm be fine with Harvester, but yeah, let's take the Dark Slick here. All right, I want the Barrogoyf. Oh, maybe I take the Sparrow's Headquarters here over the Tar Pit, actually. I'm gonna take the Sparrow's Headquarters. I think my black sources I have a lot of. So I just want to make sure to try to be able to cast my spells. I don't even like Baleful Mastery. I don't think this is really a Duelist of the Mind deck either. My brother keeps telling me this card is good. Could try it. I don't know if we have that many ways to target stuff though, but could take it and maybe play it. I don't think we're playing any of these cards. Could just hate a Lumberjack, but... Ooh, Timeless Dragon. No, let's just take land. Okay. Man, this deck is a huge pile. I don't know if I can play these at all. I don't have much ramp. I have no ways to cheat them into play. That was just a huge miss. We have 13 non-basic lands. But we're gonna want to play a lot of lands in this deck. Because I don't need to play Hexmage. Don't need to play Lurrus either. I could just play Atali. Kind of like that. Could just play Archon in order to hardcast it as well. I have an Escape to the Wilds. I think I just want to just play Atali. It costs 1 less mana. Could also just play 18 lands, but I think 17 is fine. Could also play this Molten Collapse. I have a fair number of mountains. Ziatoras, Savai, Sacred Foundry, Roggen, Raucous Theater, and then these fetches that get mountains. I think this is This is what I want to do, plus 17 lands. So let's sort by color. So our only white cards right now are Leyline Binding Omnath. Our green cards are these three plus Omnath. This is a blue and a black card. Maybe I should play Archon over Etali just because it's black black. But by the time I get to that many lands to cast it, I should have red red anyway. So how many white sources do I have? I think I need to play 0 planes. Definitely 0 planes. I have so many white sources. Okay, how many red sources do I have? I have a lot of red sources. 9 red sources. That's probably good. I don't think I even need to play a mountain either. See how many green sources. That gets the Atoras, that gets the Atoras. 4 green sources. Probably should play Forest. And then how many blue sources do I have? That's going to be my real choke point. I have a lot of blue cards. 4 green sources right now. I might, oh, and 5 and 4 green cards. Yeah, I should play probably 1 forest and 3 islands, but let's see. 6 blue sources right now. Then how many black? I have a lot of black sources. Maybe I need a swamp actually, especially for him. How many blue was it? Not that many, 7? Maybe I can't play the forest and I just go 4 green sources with 4 green cards, which is pretty loose. Counting blue here. So 9 blue sources isn't even that much if I play 3. And then how many black? So it's 6 blue, 8 black. Kind of fine on black sources. Could also just play 4 islands to get 10 blue sources. I think actually I'm fine on black. Him will just be a little bit hard to cast. Definitely not a mountain. So this gives me 5 green sources, 9 blue. Kind of want to just eight black. Is it 4 green sources? 10 blue sources, 8 black sources. I'm fine on white and red. This is pretty tough. Does also matter for having like untapped sources that don't cost me life. But I just think I need this many blue sources in order to cast Jace, hard cast Mystic Confluence, cast these relatively early blue cards. I think I'll do this and have it be kind of hard to cast these green cards. It's only 8 black. It's 8 black right now. Let's do 3-1 in black and just make it a little harder to cast the green. Another option is to play one forest and then cut something like Atali, just because it costs 7 mana, and play 18 lands. Let's just run it like this. Let's just try it. Taking a screenshot of the deck is really helpful for me, especially with these piles, because it helps you when you have like a fetch land in your hand and you're like, wait, what can this fetch land actually get? You can just look at your list. Maybe I'm supposed to play 18 land because I'm also playing library. It would probably be just like cut Atali, play forest. That's potentially better. I want like some big top end though. I have Bonehorde, Dracosaur, Fallen Shinobi, Omnath as like my big stuff right now. This deck looks really bad. Be surprised if this deck gets the 4-0. It's kind of a train wreck here. We're running it as is. Let's keep this. Opponents on the mulligan. So I have 2 fetch lands in my hand. There's a Watery Grave. I could get like Ziatoras into Watery Grave, and then I could him or Deep Cavern Bat on 2. It's probably what I'm gonna do. I have this Rogrins as well. Yeah, let's get Ziatoras with Arid Mesa. Then I can choose between Bat and him. Probably want to just him on 2 and then Bat. Ziatoras, untap, fetch Watery Grave. Ooh. Do I just delay 1 turn now? Yeah. Now I'm just gonna start librarying, and then I get to keep drawing extra cards here. There's a Nissa. Okay. Let's draw. Now I go fetch land, him you. I'm gonna get Watery Grave. Yes. And then him you. Still have library up. Palace Jailer, Natural Order. Okay, well those are good to hit. And then next turn I can Leyline Binding the Nissa and play Deep Cavern Bat maybe. Those are both really good hits. Okay, they just have a big Lotus Cobra now. Sowing Mycospawn. Tutor a land to put it into play. That's good, but beatable. Oh, they get to tutor an elemental now. Do they have one? Oh, they get an elf. Okay. Elf is fine. I could play elf. They have 1 card in hand that I'm going to try to Deep Cavern Bat. Or are they going to go Hellbent? 7 cards to 1, and they have a decent board. Draw. Bonehorde, Dracosaur. Untap. There's a Tali. Okay. So I have no actual planes, but I could Rogren Triumph, but then I can't cast Leyline Binding. I think I just want to go Inspiring Advantage, play Leyline Binding for 2 mana, play Deep Cavern Bat, look at their hand, and then they have 4 power. I'm at 13. I have a million cards. I have library going. Let's just start with play Deep Cavern Bat. Fractured Identity, yeah, I'll take that. Then I go, oh, Vantage is tapped. Just, oh my god. Should be okay. I'm taking a huge hit here now. I guess there was no way for me to binding this turn anyway, but I also don't get to draw off library, so huge punt. Jeez. Making a lot of mistakes today. That's okay. Try to play from here. Opponent's hellbent. What'd they draw? Once Upon a Time. That was a good top deck. An elf. That's not that scary at all. Taking 7, going to 6. And then I can start doing a lot. Get to gain 1 next turn too. Okay, 8 cards in hand. I play the Rogren Trial like in binding. For 1 mana, that is. I don't think I need a library here since they have 0 cards in hand. Seems pretty dang greedy. I think what I want to do is tap these 3, play Tracker, play Rogren Triumph trigger, play Binding for 1 mana, hit the Nissa, attack for 1, and then plan on blocking Tracker on Mycospawn. Going from there. Play Tracker. Play Rogren Triumph. Investigate. Play Binding right now. Binding the Nissa. Drain you for 1. Pass. And this does not have Reach somewhere hidden in there. Nope. Okay, they get to Surveil, but now I'm in a really good spot. They're going to trade here. I'm going to take it. I don't need to draw more cards. I can play Escape, but most likely just playing Bonehorde Dracosaur here. I can also draw a card with Clue and then stay in Library, but I just don't think I need to do that. I can just Dracosaur. And they kept a card on top, but you know, it's just Dracosaur, tap land. Next turn I can Natali. I think I'm in a favorable position here. Their card on top is really good. I could be in trouble, but I guess I get to exile that and then make a treasure. Wait, why'd they keep... Oh, they binned a Llanowar. They have triple elf. Is that what they binned? I guess, yeah, I guess they binned the Llanowar. Okay. So a Dracosaur. It's a Mystic Confluence. You can play them only this turn, right? I just get 1 treasure. I think I'm just fine to Atali. Jace and Fury? Okay, that's pretty good. Sick. Okay. Whew. Opponent really fizzled out. Hymn to Turok was insanely good. Hitting their 2 like big threats. They have Natural Order, Triple Elf, Fury, Sowing Mycospawn, Palace Jailer. So they're a green-based Natural Order deck with some good cards. Okay. We don't have much sideboard in this deck. I don't think I want to bring in Archon at all. Mind Collapse, I don't really want to sack a land either. I think I'm just running with what I got. Let's go. Triple Elf Natural Order is really scary. I have Grief, him. I have some interaction. All right, got a mulligan this. All right, I'll keep putting back this Leyline Binding. I want the Snapcaster Mage in case I draw like Fatal Push or him really far away from this binding. I can grief them like next turn, but I don't think I need to grief quite yet. This deck is really a pile, huh? Okay, definitely griefing now. Don't want to get natural ordered. Duelist of the Mind. It's actually a decent one. And then if I commit a crime, I get to loot. Yeah. My brother Dan, he knows what's up. Getting to loot is nice. Evoke Grief, take your natural order. I get to loot. I should have seen their hand first, but it's probably not going to affect what I discard too much. Probably just this 5-drop with 2 colors that I don't have. Whoa. Guess I'm taking Othari. We're going to cast the next turn. They're 2 mana off casting Torsten, but really only 1 because they have Huatli. But I have to try to let them go Huatli land, and then maybe I draw a Black Source to him them. They drew Bolt. Okay, so they have Torsten land in hand. They can flip this next turn. Jeez. I'm in trouble. Okay, well, I have to hymn them right now, I think. So I have to get Watery Grave. I mean, that sucks, but I think I have to do this and then hope to draw exactly Toxic Deluge. I think that's how I win this game. Because they can flip this Huatli here. Yeah, they're going to attack, hit me to 12, flip, make 2 3/3s, pass. Okay. I can Snapcaster him their last card. But I think I need to Hull Breacher, try to trade for a Dino. They can make 1,000,000 mana next turn. Then they can get a Dino if they have it. They probably have like a Tali of their own or something. Do I need to trade for one of these Dinos with Hull Breacher? I think I do. Maybe I can eat the Fyndhorn, take 8, go to 4, and then go from there. I think that's what I have to do. The next turn I can snap him. And then block. I'm doing what I can here. Fury Mox Diamond. They get to get a Dino. Let's see what they have. No Dinosaur. Nice. Creatures you control gain double strike and trample until end of turn. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Just died to Huatli. Wow. They came out of the gates a little bit too fast, and our draw was pretty horrible. Mulligan, and then we had to grief, and just didn't work out. Oh man, so close. We could almost bounce all 3 of their creatures, but we can't cast anything. All right, let's go next game. I think we just run it back. Again, I'd be shocked if we can 4-0 with this deck. We have no power. Our mana's fine, but yeah, pretty sketchy mana. This hand looks good actually. This hand looks like it's like a functional deck. An opponent is on the mulligan this time, so I'm feeling good about this one. They say misclick rip. Wait, what was the misclick? They're saying what? They're saying misclick rip was the attack. Oh, oh, not attacking. They wanted to cast Fury post combat. Oh, they couldn't. Maybe they were talking about like the next turn. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I mean, this is pretty tempting to keep because I have a talisman, so I could potentially play this on 4, but I think I just need more lands. Okay. Broken card. I think they only had 3 mana the turn they attacked. Maybe they were talking about the last. I'm not sure what they were talking about. All right, they took Fury. They played Mana Confluence as their first land into Elf. Wow. I can Fatal Push, or I can hymn them right now. They played this as their first land. It's probably their only untapped green source. You know what? I think I kind of like Fatal Push Rogren Triome. I'm gonna do it. The fact that they played Mystic Confluence, or Mana Confluence, not Mystic. I can hit him next turn, and it might be even better because they're gonna play another land, yeah. Mox, okay. This is actually fine. I'm gonna get to him better like threats out of their hand. Now we just go for him. Hope to draw untap land for snap him. Fury, Palace Jailer, nice. They said every time. They said best two every time. Easy hits. They were just gonna take the Monarch here. Probably win the game with it. Casting with dash. So they're just gonna hit for 6, but then it's in their hand. So if I draw untap land, I just get the last 2 cards. Okay, I didn't. But I can make them discard 1 card, kill Mox Emerald. Yeah. I could also return my Bonehorde Dracosaur. But I think I'd rather they discard a card because then it makes my snap him better next turn. Well, they might just play. They may just hardcast Death Greeters if I take this line. But I guess that's fine. Well, they're. Yeah, I should do it. I should do it. Let's just cast this. You discard a card and destroy target artifact. You discard a card, destroy Mox. Place Bar's headquarters. They discard natural order. Now they're gonna play Death Greeter. Yep. There's an untapped land. So now I can snap Kolgan's command, kill these two. Jeez, that's sick. Black, red. Snapcaster Mage. Kolgan's command. Destroy target artifact, 2 damage. They said GG's. GG's. Our deck can do some pretty powerful stuff. Our hymns were insanely good, though. They said this cube is not for the faint of heart. That's for sure. You know what? You know what it reminds me of is that new hardcore World of Warcraft, where if you die, the game is completely over and you cannot restart. You don't respawn. You have to start the entire game over. That's what these cubes are like. It's just like it's really, really tough. All right, let's start by drawing a card. Opponent said GG's but isn't conceding. I mean, this game isn't over if they're not going to concede. Oh, they're saying GL next. You as well. They're really nice. They said, I guess I'll play it out, actually. Yeah, it's fine. They can play it out. Flashing Hull Breacher here. All right, let's cycle. Force of Will. I think I want to just leave that up rather than playing Duelist. Can play Duelist next turn, maybe. But yeah, I'd rather just have Force up to not get crushed by anything. Opponent is complaining here, but I mean, we killed most of their permanents, so. Grief you. Yeah, these draws are pretty bad. Mox Diamond, I guess, doesn't do anything. Just taking with Ari. Not sure what they can draw to stop me, but definitely going to just keep Force up. Yeah, 5-drop into Mox Diamond. Pretty brutal. Mox Diamond will do that. It can be the best card, and it can be the worst top deck. But okay, we got a match win. Let's go round 2. All right, round 2. Gonna definitely keep. We only have 2 lands. We're on the draw, but we have a Fatal Push. We have Snap. We have Deluge. We have a lot going on. Plains. Okay, I like to see Plains when I have these 2 cards. All Savai Triumph. Go. Better to keep the fetch just in case they like accelerate out a 3 or 4 drop here. I can just fetch land and a Fatal Push it. And if it's a red-white aggro deck, I really like seeing this with this hand. Probably just gonna go Fatal Push. Ooh. Now I'm gonna go Hymn to Tourach and then maybe into Deluge. So just let's Bloodstained Mire for Watery Grave, cast Hymn. This Hymn to Tourach pick has so far been, like the best card in our deck. Steel Seraph Dismember. Okay. I get to hit for 3 lifelink. I don't really care. No land from them. Okay. I'm definitely gonna want to snap Deluge or snap him next turn. Do I want to just Toxic Deluge for 1 and then save the Fatal Push? Yeah, I like that. I don't want to pay too much life on this. Okay, nice. Now I can snap him, or I can just cast Jace. I think I was gonna say I think casting Jace is better, but I'm gonna snap him. I know they're not really doing anything, but they could just easily have a burn spell. I know I could Jace plus, but Containment Priest, sure. I just felt like they were gonna do something, which is why I didn't want to Flage. Okay, well they're actually pretty far from casting Flage. Wait, I already played a land, right? Played the island, yeah. Okay. They need 2 more lands, but they are just like red-white aggro here. Now I can just Jace and start plussing, and then keep them off of lands. Magda. They can keep that on top and cast it, and I'll just Fatal Push it. I'm pretty close to casting this Atalia. I just need 1 more land. I can also just bounce something with Jace if I want. They're going to attack Jace. I'll just trade. See what I draw. Okay, now I like plus Jace, target you, put that on bottom. Yes. Fatal Push, a Magda, play tap land, and then next turn I get to Atali. I can even Jace, see what's on top of their deck before I Atali. A City of Traders? That's really bad. Skyclave the Jace. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Let's just do it. Palace Jailer and Tireless Tracker? Yeah. And they concede. Nice. Tali will do that. Tali looks so funny in the deck list. Alright, Steel Seraph. I can't really cast for white. Lurrus is a 3/2 lifelink that can like maybe recast something. That might be good enough. They're red-white aggro, so having another removal spell seems decent. Cathar Commando can kill something. Archon's just too expensive. You can also just bring in Batterskull. I could bring in like Batterskull over something like Escape. I kind of want Batterskull and Lurrus. Then what do I not want? Like Jace. Cathar Commando can just trade for one of their creatures as like a bad removal spell. Grief is kind of mid against them. It's good if I cast it, but Shinobi's kind of hard to make work, but I think it's worth it just to leave it in. Let's try it like this. We also have Omnath. We haven't seen our Omnath yet. Oh yeah, this looks great. I have Deluge. I can evoke Grief. I have a Force of Will that I don't have a blue card yet. So let's lead Zia Torres. I can go Zia Torres into Zavai into Vantage Castellaris on 3. I could also Grief early, pitching either Deluge or Luris, but I don't really want to. I think evoking Grief pitching Luris doesn't seem that good to me. Plus, mostly what they're going to play, my Deluge is going to handle. This card's been great too in this deck. I think I'm down to Savai over Raucous Theater here. We'll wait on the Surveil. See how the game progresses. I also don't even need to cast Luris on 3 potentially. Like Leah. Okay. Probably just gonna have to deluge that. Palace Jailer. Yeah, I'll just deluge. 0 blue sources so far, but now I can Force of Will something, which is nice. Deluge for 3. Obviously would have liked to get more than just a Lelia and have to take 3 damage for it, but just only can do what we can do. Steel Seraph. The 3/3 flying. As bad as this is, I need to Force of Will, I think. It's not like Hull Breacher is that good in this matchup anyway. Okay, Snapcaster Mage. Let's Raucous Theater first, but I'm just going to play Luris. Colvin's Command. That seems good enough. It's really good with Snap. It can bring back these important creatures if they die. I feel like I'm going to get flaged here. Okay, Elite Spellbinder. Maybe they take Grief. Maybe Snap. Yeah, they take Grief. So now I think I want to go 2 damage here. You discard a card. Can I evoke this? I can. I don't want to though, I don't think. Target player discards a card, 2 damage to any target. Target player discards a card, 2 damage here. Because I want to hit for 3 lifelink. Yeah, this looks good. Black, red, whatever. And then if I draw untap land, I can snap Colvin's Command. And then if I get up to 6 mana, I could hardcast Grief. Okay, nice. Got my lifelink hidden. That's good. Another land, I can also snap Deluge if I have to. Skyclave my Luris, sure. That is fine, especially if I draw untap land. Nice. Now I think on their upkeep, I'll go Snapcaster, Colgan's Command, Killing Skyclave, you discard a card. Oh, I needed a blue source too, so that was like, I mean, I have mostly islands as basics, but still, I needed the blue source. Let's go Snapcaster K command on your upkeep. K command. You discard. It's just jumping around. You discard 2 damage to any target. You discard 2 damage here. Black, red. Sweet. And it was just a land. but I get a 3/3. And then they draw a card. And then another untapped land, I can cast this Grief. Not Othari. Okay, Wave is good, but Wave is fine. Nice. It's just Grief. If they want to wave this Grief, that's fine. Nice. Get that Bombardiers out of here. Kind of risky for them to even wave Snapcaster Mage as well, because if I like had an Ancestral or a Preordain or anything, they're risking like giving that back to me. Now I'm 1 mana off Atali. Wow, just drawing really well here. Guess I'll just Atali now. What did I hit? What? Oh, I hit a Memory Lapse. So I can cast Mother of Runes, and then I can cast Memory Lapse on the Mother of Runes. But I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have Mother of Runes, so. Oh, then they get it? Well, that was a mistake. And Bolt the Grief. Okay. Yeah, they're going to get their Mother of Runes back now. Or if I Memory Lapsed it, they would just have drawn it. I don't know. They had to use a counter off this, which maybe doesn't hurt them at all, but this costs 9 mana, so I need 1 more mana. Yeah, they don't really, I don't think they want to wave any of my stuff. They definitely don't want to wave Atali. Burst Lightning the Snap. Okay. They go to 5. Yeah, they don't want to wave this. Their wave goes away next turn. What'd they draw? Okay, so this becomes a 4/4, so they can go to 1 right now. I guess I'll just Sparras. If I flip, I kill. Blue, white, green, red. Let's go Omnath. This deck is such a pile. And they concede. Nice. What were we gonna draw? Leyline Binding. So that would have been game. Because I could have gone Binding on Figure, attack, lethal. Sick. Just crushing with the pile. 2 more. Let's go round 3. Oh, I'm against Caleb D. Nice. Caleb Durward. Yeah. Keep this hand. Not the best. But not the worst. Our draws, I think, have been really good so far. I think I do want more lands. I want to like turn 4 Grief. So let's play this and pass. They might be a control deck as well. He might be on control. Let's play Proving Ground, pass. Gonna just slam Grief on 4. Skull Clamp. Okay. Gonna play Island Grief here. Probably gonna get countered. Yep. Okay, pass. What is he? Blue white mid, blue white control. Let's just go swamp pass. We got Mystic Confluence. If he does nothing, then I'm gonna Confluence draw. Okay, definitely counter draw. Snapcaster Mage, that's good. Fatal Push is fine. Talisman. They have 3 cards left. What is he gonna do? Elspeth. Okay. I have a lot of good cards against that. Okay, let's just... I don't want them to be able to clamp this, so I think I need to pay 2 life. And then leave up Fatal Push for the first clamp. Yeah. Brachiosaur. Then plan on Fatal Pushing when they try to clamp. No white source yet. Touch on the Brachiosaur. Okay, nothing I can do. This Elspeth Skull Clamp is gonna crush here. I think I just take one actually. He's gonna want to clamp this, right? Yeah, so now I Fatal Push. And then they can plus and clamp the next one if they want. Nothing I can do about that. They draw 2. Leovold. That's really good here. Green, black, blue, and then I have Snap, Fatal Push up, because this stops the Skull Clamp. And this gives everything they have indestructible. Artifacts, creatures, and enchantments, and lands you can draw up indestructible. That's really good. Can't let that happen. Wasteland. Jeez. Create a 1/1, sure. Chromehost Seed Shark. I think I want to respond to this with Snapcaster Fatal Push here. I don't want this to be in play if they fight over the Snap Fatal Push. So yeah, going for snap push on the token. I guess maybe I didn't need to do this because I'd rather be able to snap push the Seed Shark. So maybe this is just horrible, but whoops, I was supposed to Fatal Push. Yeah, maybe this is not good. But what I can do now is I can... Ooh, Kolaghan's Command is good. Yeah, now I can attack Elspeth with both. And then either Kolaghan's Command or Deluge. So that's what I'm going to do. They cannot activate this Colonnade. Attack Elspeth here. They probably block the Leovold. Maybe they eat the Snap. Okay. Now I go K command, destroy target artifact, and 2 damage. So it's destroy Skull Clamp, 2 damage to Seed Shark. If this gets countered, I'll go for the Deluge for 2. Spelljacker. Okay, well. Now I might have to just go for Deluge for 3 and kill my own Leovold. Well, then they just have the Skull Clamp. I have to just let them have the K command and the Spelljacker. I have to just Deluge for 2. Because I need to keep this Leovold around to stop the Skull Clamp. Maybe this is bad because, yeah, now they just get to go Kolgan's command, bring back Seed Shark, and I discard a card. They can't deal with the Leovold yet. Wonder if I misplayed this game too. I think the Snap Fatal Push line might have been bad. They did 2 damage to this and brought back Seed Shark. Makes sense. Yeah, maybe this line was just bad. I should have just waited on the Deluge and just done it next turn. They would get an Incubator token though. Yeah, I think I misplayed here. Memory lapse. Now they have 5 power in the air. I really need to draw like untapped white source. I don't even know if I have that in my deck. Oh yeah, and they have Colonnade too. Yeah, this is gonna be game. I think I just got outplayed here, honestly. Yeah, and Elspeth just kills me. I don't know if there was much I could have done. Okay. So it's like blue-white mid, kind of control-y. They have 2 planeswalkers. Don't love Hexmage against that. It's not bad just to like 2 mana kill your Elspeth though. But I think I'd rather just fight over that with like counters and stuff. I think I played that game pretty poorly. I've run into Caleb a number of times. I think I've taken some off him and he's taken some off me. He's obviously a really good Vintage Cube player. Plays a ton of Vintage Cube. It's interesting. I know he's really good. He understands the cards well. He plays really well. But when I'm watching him draft, I draft so much differently than him. Where I feel like if I'm watching LSB draft, I take a lot of the same cards that they do. When I'm watching my brother draft, he's really good. I take a lot of the same cards that he was, or at least I'm between like 2 out of the same cards, and often I would take the same one. But Caleb often takes cards that I would not take. Okay, no green source yet, but I think I'm supposed to keep a lot of lands. I want to play this in case I draw him. I can cast it next turn. Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher is really good. They have no more lies, or he has no more lies. No. Not going to just play it obviously right now, but maybe at the end of their turn I'll play Hull Breacher, maybe not. I think if they do nothing, I will not play it. Tracker. Can't actually cast that. Also don't want to sack this Silent Clearing because I want to just draw a 5th land for this Mystic Confluence. Let's just wait. Oh man. Right now I'll go for end of turn, Hull Breacher. If they flash in Wandering Emperor here, I'll flash in Hull Breacher. Our mana's catching up to us here. And then I can go like Jace, bounce a token. Caleb has 6 cards. Our mana is catching up to us too. Copy the Hull Breacher. Oust my Hull Breacher. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Then make another thing. I guess I can just go Deluge now though. Oops. Need to add black. Deluge for 3. And I'm drawing Hull Breacher, which is not the best. They get their 2/2. Sea Shark. They have no more Wise Up also. Guess I'm gonna Jace Brainstorm to try to hit lands. Just have, yeah, 4 mana Brainstorm here. If he has no more Wise, I lose. Remand. Ugh. We probably needed 18 lands with this deck too. I think this deck was bad though. I think we drew well in the first 2 matches and then got destroyed here. I also played kind of poorly. All right. Need to hit lands. GG's. Another another one with no prize down the drain. GG's. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Max. Channel is youtube.com/snapbolt. Channel is youtube.com/snapbolt. Go there and subscribe if you like the content. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time. Peace.